know older Southern women love a good old pound cake. So I am making them a citrus pound cake with a blood orange curd. So I've zested 1 orange and I've juiced 3 oranges. Now I'm preparing my dry ingredients. I'm using 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm using a half a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of baking soda. Give it a mix. Set that to the side. All right, now for my wet. I have 1.5 cups of softened, unsalted butter with 3 cups of granulated sugar. So I'm just gonna cream this together until it becomes light and fluffy. Now I have 5 eggs. I'm gonna beat them in 1 egg at a time. All right, so I've added my last egg. Now I'm gonna add my orange zest. Beat that in. So citrusy. If you love citrus, you're gonna love this recipe. All right, and I have a half a cup of sour cream, also room temp. The sour cream helps the cake stay moist longer. So I'm gonna alternate between my orange juice, freshly squeezed orange juice, and that dry mixture, starting off with the dry. All right, slowly add in my orange juice. Oh, this smells so good. A little bit more of the wet, and I'm gonna end with my dry. All right, that looks good to me. Let me grab my bundt pan that I've buttered and floured. I'm just gonna spread my batter evenly across the bottom of this pan. This is gonna be a very citrusy pound cake. So the oven is preheated to 325. I'm gonna bake that for 1 hour and 15. And now it's time to get started on my blood orange curd. I'm gonna get my pot started. I have a half a cup of sugar, a little blood orange zest, and I'm gonna mash this down to help release some of the oils from the zest. Blood orange is a little more tart than your typical like navel orange. I have 5 egg yolks, and this is gonna be the start of my curd. Give it a mix, get that sugar to start to melt. Now I'm going to add 2/3 a cup of blood orange juice. Look at that color. And the juice of this lemon. And I'm gonna add a pinch of salt. I'm just gonna cook this on medium, low temp. My curd has started to thicken. So I'm gonna turn the heat off and add a little butter. It's gonna give it a nice, smooth, and velvety taste. I'm gonna add a little bit in at a time. Mix it in, make sure it melts. Okay, add a little bit more in. I wanna strain this and then cover it and let it sit in the fridge and cool down a bit. And I'm straining this because I want just the curd and not the zest. Now, if you really love zest, you can leave it in there, but you want something that's really smooth, so it's best to strain the zest. If you put a curd or like a pudding in the fridge without it being covered, and you have to cover the surface, so you have to put the plastic right on top because you don't want a skin to develop in the fridge. Okay. My pound cake has been cooling for about 15 minutes. I'm gonna invert it into my cooling rack and let it cool down some more. This is always where I get like the most anxiety. Fingers crossed. 1, 2. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful.